Hello guys, welcome back to Path of Nostalgia. This is a double thing really, this time. The only time that's ever going to happen actually. Talk about two shows that are sort of, I do remember fondly from compilations of course, and obviously they're quite different because in terms of origins, because they're produced outside the UK, more European territories actually, to be honest, which we'll get to. Well, and then for the 90s, like from one from 92, one from 94, which we'll absolutely get into as well. I keep saying that, but absolutely. So let's do this. So first we've got is Harry Jeremy, which is a stop-motion animated TV series from 1992, produced in France. So this follows the adventures of a caveman called Harry Jeremy, who's very hairy. He's all you can see, he's absolutely covered in hair. Can't see his eye, even though he's, in certain episodes you can probably see one eye pop out, but it's mainly his nose that sticks out. Sort of a friendly caveman, of course, but although he can be half and half really. Well, half and half really, because he can be grumpy if he gets annoyed, or maybe ends up, or maybe disturbs him when he's napping or something. He tends to nap a lot. I think depends how many episodes really. Featuring like in the snow, just hibernating or whatever. You do get other characters as well, like a platypus, dinosaur, and bits and pieces. Really, I think all the animals he interacts with. I don't think there's any of cavemen as well. Just he's the only one who's interacting with animals really at that point. 12 episodes this is, so it's only around, so not a really full series. Only did 12 stories. It is similar to Joshua Jones actually. They only produced 12 episodes, and but at the time it wasn't really that popular really. Whereas this, I'm not entirely sure really. I don't know if the French the French company did it actually just do 12 episodes and and just did that really. I don't know if it might have not been successful as well. I don't know actually, unless they just moved on to other projects or the company just gone or liquidated or whatever. I don't know. So that could be one thing really. So 12 episodes. Has a narration by Toy Wilcox as well actually. So it's another show that she did in the 90s, of course. I think this is coming after the first series of Brum actually. So 91, the first series of Brum came out. So you've ended up with this one afterwards. I thought it was somebody else actually, but I think it's actually Wilcox. I thought it was like somebody else actually. I could be mistaken or something. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know. Or some woman called Vanessa. I don't know, because I always thought it was like someone called Vanessa whatever. Not Vanessa Redgrave. No, I think it's somebody else. No, Vanessa Redgrave did the Winter Willows TVC adaptation she did. Don't know actually. I would probably say Toy Wilcox on this one. So it's the the second BBC show she did out of the trilogy really. So you got Brum, then you got this, and then you got Teletubbies afterwards in the late 90s. So interestingly, again, obviously with Toy Wilcox, I don't think I mentioned much about her really. Obviously, she was a punk rock diva in the 80s. She's married to Robert Fripp, who's the lead guitarist and one of the founder members of King Crimson. Of course, one of the prominent head member of King Crimson, of course, and indeed. So, and she's just still carrying on. They're doing this agony dance thing. Her and her husband are doing the moment during the whole COVID-19 situation, really. Doing some. I guess we call like little performances of like doing covers and stuff of rock classics, which is interesting. It's a bit out of Fripp's out of his ether really, if you know what I mean. Whereas Toys is like sort of embraces it really, and the husband just plays random licks. It's strange actually, but who knows? But there you go on that front really. So that again, still going strong really. And people say obviously still looks glamorous as ever really. Even as she gets older, she gets more glamorous, of course. Indeed. My introduction to Harry Jeremy, I sort of mentioned this when I did the greatest BBC Children's video ever from 1995, and they had the episode "Ice to See You" on it, think it's episode 4 it is. And I remember that briefly, but I can't remember much more about it. It's a obscure show, really, but I remember it from that compilation, really, briefly. I probably would have watched it all the way through. It's like, again, stuff like Five in Wood, Animals from Five in Wood, I remember watching on that VHS as well, like being introduced to it. You also the likes of Clangers as well, Noddy's Toilet Adventures, again, because that one's chock-a-block with stuff on it. 11 shows. Funny. I did a review on it last year, so you can find it in the Cassette Confessions playlist. It's on there. So I saw introduced there, but I don't know much about it. It has a good doo-wop song about, again, like doo-wop feel of the theme music, which is pretty interesting actually. So that's one thing. So nothing else to say about Harry and Jeremy. I think with the animation, of course, it's like stop motion, but it's like flimsy or anything like you see close-ups, so you see it like moving in real time. It's not fully, I don't know, like if they're pulling it like with strings at the bottom of the feet. I'm not entirely sure with that because I've seen a few shows that done that. Maybe all, who knows? Probably. You just film it and you watch some like a figure being toddled over from one side of the camera to the other. Interesting like that, probably. Not much to say really, but it's decent, of course, and interesting design actually. Good look about a caveman. Interestingly, So it's probably worth talking about. Then moving on, of course, we have The Little Polar Bear from 1994. So these are based on the books by Hans de Beer, a Dutch writer, and follows the adventure of Lars the Polar Bear, just in the Arctic, really going on random adventures. You do have like some interesting stuff as well, like him looking after an egg. A flower has risen up in the Arctic to form a concert. There's a book involved in one episode as well. And he has some interesting, lovely adventures as well, involving seals and everything else, of course. Again, this came from the BBC Children's, again, the 95 compilation, of course, which I've mentioned. Again, I think that's the episode's the egg on that one. So, yeah, lovely animation, 2D animation, very nice, great designs as well, very of its time, Of course, I think this is another French one that came out of German. I don't know German. I don't know. French or German? It's produced by, and again, decent voice cast as well, which is pretty nice indeed. Just like a joyful series, like very light-hearted series, really. 13 episodes they only ever did in 1994, but afterwards, surprisingly, I think in 2001 a film came out based on. I don't know if it's I should really research this a bit more, but I don't know if it's a reboot of the original series of the books or something, or it's a continuation of the series. I'm not entirely sure, but they did a few more sequels afterwards, like direct-to-DVD sequels of this as well. So it's a little franchise that sort of sticked around a bit. You have the books first, then you got the TV show in the 90s, then afterwards in the 2000s you got the movies. Strangely, I suppose it's a bit. It baffles me. It does. I think it could be just depends on the author and the company who are actually doing it. Although Warner Brothers were involved in the film as well, so maybe distribution, but also maybe animation studios as well, or it could be a few things with that one. I never actually seen it, so I don't really know. Do I? I don't know. It rings a bell actually, because I don't know if I've actually have it on a DVD somewhere. I don't know. Or maybe seen in the shop some years ago on MVC or whatever, or HMV. I don't know. It does ring bells. The film sort of rings bells, but I don't know. But I remember the TV show, obviously. Yeah, that's really about it, really, for these two. Harry Jeremy and the Little Polar Bear. 90 shows created by different European countries, France and Germany. Germany, I think I'm correct on that one. Maybe. Don't correct for it. Some people will probably comment down below. I'll look later and probably think, right. Who knows? But that's about it for this two-prong review of these two shows. Try and figure that one out. Thank you guys for watching. As always, see you for the next video. But we're also on the final stretch as well. We've only got a couple more videos to go on, actually, for Path of Nostalgia, and then it's finished for good. Actually, for good. So we've only got about 3 left to do. 3 left. So buckle up for that one. But thank you guys for watching. As always, see you for the next video, and see you later.